and potentially the only person if Joanna doesn't show, is Miss Shivani. So we're going to spotlight her, and she'll be telling us a little bit about what she's up to.
I'm playing Nocturne and Chopin.
All right, round of applause. Very nice. And again, she wasn't very clear on when she announced it, but what Shivani was playing was called Chopin's Nocturne in E flat major. That's Opus 9, number 2. All right, we're going to go ahead and open the polls. There are the polls there for you. And Mr. Matt, Professor Matt here, is with his eyeglasses on. He's got a lot to say. We'll start with him. Go ahead.
I think the left hand was a bit too loud. The body movement was a bit repetitive, and I think he had good articulation. And for dynamics, I think the last could be a teeny bit louder.
Okay. I like how specific that was. I agree with most of that. Did you get that, Shivani? To write down? Yeah. Okay. Chris?
Yeah, I agree with the point that the left hand I thought was a little bit heavy, especially in the beginning. I thought the trills and embellishments were really nice, although there were some issues I think with timing them, like especially some of the trills. I think you could explore a slightly wider dynamic range. I thought it was a little bit top heavy. Towards the end, though, I think it got a lot clearer. And then the pulse I thought was pretty steady. And there were a few memory issues, so might want to just check up. Like, they were just like small sections where I thought might want to go through with like memory matrix again.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Thanks, Chris. I definitely agree with the memory. So, Shivani, there were a couple of spots where you played a simplified version or the original version of a motif or melody, as opposed to like the more the specific measures I don't have, but this version doesn't have measure numbers. But the spots would be page 2, line 2, measure 1, and then same line, page 2, line 2, measure 3. Both of those were just not right. You were just removing notes from there, and you can always look back on the video to find out what exactly you played. But I think it was just a simplified version. Allison?
Your body movement was a little repetitive. Your left hand was a bit too loud, and you can have some more soft dynamics.
Yeah, so Siobhan, you're probably hearing the similar stuff come through each time. So that's actually really valuable to hear whenever you hear those repeat comments. Um, Dynamics. So this is directly from the poll now, Shivani. Just reading the poll off for you. So the dynamics actually were rated decent. They were between 3 and 4, with the average being 4. And articulation, every single person put the exact same thing. Every single person put pretty good. So they put 4 out of 5. That's pretty rare, by the way. Balance seems to be all over the board. So some people felt it needs work. Some people said it was okay at 3, and some people said it was pretty good. So, but the average is probably between 2 and 3. So that is definitely something you want to focus on going forward. Phrasing was on the better end of things. Looking at the poll, it was a 4. And then lastly, the movement seems to be kind of mixed review. And I agree with, I think it was Matt who said it was sort of repetitive. So you might want to think about, and we've talked about this often, is movement with purpose. Make sure you move with purpose on that. And just give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just Yeah, so Shivani, I got that now saved so I can share it with you later if you want the specifics of the numbers on the poll. All right, well, shortest performance seminar of all time. Here we go. We're going to finish there because we only had 2 people today anyway, and one decided that they got too scared to play, so they just didn't show up. So I'll see you guys next time. Take care.